In the event, I will make the following declarations. 1. The Summary Trial Authority, STA, and the Unit Disciplinary Committee, UDC, are respectfully, lawfully established under Sections 191 and 192, now 189 and 190, and Section 195, now 193, of the UPDF Act as military tribunals. 2. The provision of Section 197, now 195, of the UPDF Act establishing the General Court-Martial as a competent court is constitutional. 3. The General Court-Martial created under Section 197, now 195 of the UPDF Act is a subordinate court of law but with specialized jurisdiction. 4. The provisions of Section 179, 1 and 2, now 177, 1 and 2 of the UPDF Act, read together with Section 197, 2, now 195, 2, which grant the subordinate military court's jurisdiction over capital offenses, contravene Article 129, 1D and Article 126, 1 of the Constitution, hence they are unconstitutional. 5. The provisions of Section 191, 3, which is now Section 189, 3A, and Section 195, 3 and 4, now 193, 3 and 4, read together with Section 179, now 177 of the UPDF Act, which grants the STA and the UDC the exercise of judicial power of detention and imprisonment of any person tried by them, contravene Articles 23, 126, 1, and 129, 1D of the Constitution. Hence, they are unconstitutional. 6. The provisions of the UPDF Act constituting and providing for the trial procedure of the General Court-Martial, the Division Court-Martial, and the Court-Martial Appeal Court do not contain any or sufficient constitutional guarantees and safeguards for them to exercise their judicial functions with independence and impartiality, which is a prerequisite for fair hearing provided for under Articles 21, 28.1, 44C, and 128.1 of the Constitution. The provisions of Section 1191G, now 1171G of the UPDF Act, under which the respondent, a civilian, was charged and arraigned in the General Court-Martial, contravenes Article 28.1, 44C, and 21 of the Constitution. Hence, it is unconstitutional. The provision of Section 1191G, now 1171G, is unconstitutional to the extent that it permits trial in the courts-martial of civilians who have allegedly aided and abetted the commission of a crime, of a service offense rather, or ordinary criminal offense in which a person subject to military law is a principal offender. 9. Sections 2, 179, 119, 1H and G, now respectively Sections 1, 177, 117, 1H and G of the UPDF Act are unconstitutional since they confer blanket jurisdiction on courts-martial to try civilians. The jurisdiction conferred by Section 2, 179, and 191, 1H, now Sections 177, 117, 1H of the UPDF Act on the General Court-Martial to try persons subject to military law for civil and non-disciplinary offenses committed in Uganda is unconstitutional, as they contravene Articles 209 and 210 of the Constitution. I would accordingly propose the following orders. The declaration of the Constitutional Court that Section 1191G, now 1171G of the UPDF Act, which provides that any person not otherwise subject to military law who aids or abets a person subject to military law in the commission of a service offense is constitutional, is hereby set aside. All charges or ongoing criminal trials or pending trials before the courts martial involving civilians must immediately cease and be transferred. Order. I'm going to chase you out. This is not cloud 9 where you can... So I said all charges are ongoing.